welcome back to my channel. My name is Lloyd. I'm married to Jake Lloyd. I have a daughter called Delilah. She is 15 months old now, so yeah, you probably will be able to hear her in this video. She's just playing in her cot at the minute. So today I am up with 5 signs of allergies while breastfeeding. Are you trying to take over? Yeah. I see you smiling. Oh, you're coming over? Come on then. Hi. No, go on. So yeah, I'm up with 5 signs of allergies whilst breastfeeding. First up, I just want to clarify, I'm obviously not a nurse, a doctor, any form of specialist, just a mum. Just a mum with a baby with allergies who wants to raise more awareness of the signs and symptoms, because I think if I had have watched a video like I'm about to film, then I think her allergies may well have been picked up a lot sooner, because we actually only found out once we started weaning with her because of obvious reasons. So let's get straight to it. Number 1, I've got them written down. Number 1 is the most obvious for me. So yeah, hives are different to eczema, so they come up they can come up a little bit differently with each individual. So with Delilah, throughout breastfeeding, there'd be different times, obviously, when I'd consumed either dairy, egg or soya, that after feeding her she would come up in these little rashes. Looking back, I just think, how did I not know? How did I not notice? It's awful. It's horrible thinking now when I think back, because it was put down to the fact that me and Jake, my husband, both have eczema, asthma. We're both quite allergy type, you know, like hay fever, those types of people, that it was just typical that she had eczema and bad dry skin, and that was, you know, result of us having it. So hives are, oh hello, hi, you gonna wave? Hi. Hi. Yeah, hi. She's gone. In general, they tend to be sort of like a red rash. It'll be itchy, it can be raised. Quite often after feeding her, I would see little sort of like dots all over her skin. They always seem to be around where her eczema was as well, so I used to just put it down to eczema, and it was never sort of, I say after feeding her, I never saw a pattern within, like it was definitely after feeding her, because in my head she had eczema, so I wasn't looking for any form of pattern. But now, oh, sorry, I'm sat on the floor. But now looking back, thinking about it, there was definite patterns, because after I'd eaten certain things like egg, dairy or soy, anything that she was allergic to, after I'd fed her, so a couple of hours later or whatever, she would come out in these little rashes then. So yeah, hives is definitely one to look out for. I'll insert some photos so that you can see, because I used to take photos of them to show the health visitor and things, because I found them a bit odd at the time. The next one I have written down is bowel habits. So again, it can be different in each baby. Delilah had constipation. It was horrendous. It was so horrible. She would just be so uncomfortable. And again, it can be, so they can have diarrhea instead, or if you notice, certainly if you notice some blood in their stools, then it's definitely worth getting that checked out, because blood is also a sign of allergies. I mean, lots of these symptoms can also be signs of other problems or other, you know, anything. It can be a sign of a lot of other things, so just bear that in mind as well. So obviously if you do have some of these signs, don't you know, immediately just assume that it's allergies. But if you have any of these signs, then definitely go and get them checked out. So yeah, blood, we luckily didn't have any of that, but she definitely had constipation, and that wasn't nice at all to see her go through. And when I say constipation, I mean like she could go like 5-6 days without anything. And I remember I'd just be frantically googling away, you know, how long should a breastfed baby, how long can they go for without going, you know, and how long was normal. So yeah, that definitely wasn't normal. Is Google ever really your best friend when you're in a situation like that? It's always best to go and get something checked out if you're worried about it. So yes, number 3, eczema. This is my main one. So because, like I said, me and Jake are both eczema prone, eczema, asthma, hay fever, you name it, we just assumed, I say we just assumed, health visitors, doctors, everybody, that she just had severe eczema because we both had eczema, so it's in her genes. Eczema, and when I say severe, it was bless her little heart, it was everywhere. She even at one stage had a little patch on her arm that ended up weeping, and it got an infection, and it was horrendous, it was horrible. Tickle, tickle, tickle. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. Oh. You okay? Hello? You okay? Don't hit your head. No. Yeah, and she had a lot of bad eczema patches on her face. So I'd say the main cause for concern with me was her face was really bad. So she had, I'll see if I can find some photos and I'll insert them in here, but she had really bad patches sort of like on her jawbone area, around here, and just by her cheeks, all around here, even the ones by her jaw, some of them ended up bleeding. It was horrible, and I just remember them thinking, this isn't right, this isn't just eczema, surely this can't be just eczema. But I just thought, well, we've never had it that severe, so maybe she's just got really severe eczema and this is just what it is. And I looked into so many different creams, everything, creams, moisturizers, like Child's Farm, coconut oil, everything. I tried all the natural ones, just everything, and nothing would make it better. And I think that, looking back on it now, is a major sort of thing to look for. I couldn't control it, that nothing would keep it at bay. Like with eczema, you tend to be able to, with moisturizers and the correct cream, keep it at bay, or at least, you know, manageable. But nothing was working, nothing seemed to be working. Child's Farm would bring it down to, I say manageable, it wasn't really manageable, it was a little bit better than what it had been, but it still wasn't great. The only time Delilah's eczema cleared up was when obviously we found out about the allergies, and I cut dairy and egg and soy out of our diet, and she is now clear of eczema. I mean, you know, that's just proof is in the pudding there. She is completely clear apart from a little patch behind her leg, and then if she has had any dairy, egg or soya in her diet, particularly soya, actually, she comes up in it all flares up again then, so her eczema flares up. Yeah, and through doing a lot of research then, research has been my best friend. Googling and researching and everything like that has been my best friend since finding out about her allergies, because we haven't been to see anybody yet. We actually have an appointment, so we're going to see the paediatrician in, I think it's about 2 weeks now. So yeah, I was constantly researching, and then I found that a lot of other mums had noticed that their kids that had allergies had eczema, particularly on their face. So I don't know whether that's a coincidence or whether that's, again, another factor. Like I said, I'll insert some photos if I can find them. Number 4 is vomiting. So Delilah, when she was a baby, so right at the beginning, dad, wasn't a very sicky baby. So it came on as the weeks went on. I noticed that she seemed to be going sick a lot more often, and I remember thinking, I'm sure, because I was, how old was I, like 14 I think, when my mum had my younger brother, So I remember being around, obviously, a baby, you know, him growing up, and I remember thinking, I'm sure he never used to, and he was breastfed as well. I remember thinking, I'm sure he never used to go sick this often, you know, is this right? Is there something wrong? So again, you turn to your good friend, don't you? Google, research, everything. So I was just thinking, yeah, again, okay, you know, it could be normal, every baby's different. But no, there was definitely an increase in her being sick. So it's definitely a sign. And when we found out that she was allergic to egg, we actually ended up in A&E. And with that she was going sick, so I guess it was obviously any form of egg that was going through me, through my breast milk. And the last one I have is fussiness. So when I say fussiness, I mean like fussiness, just generally not happy. So when she was a couple of months old, I remember thinking, she's just not the same as, you know, I had friends with babies and she just wasn't the same. She wasn't as settled, something didn't seem quite right. She just didn't seem all that happy. She just seemed really fussy. And I don't mean fussy in the sense of eating, obviously, she only had breast milk. I mean fussy in the sense of just, like I was saying, not happy, really uncomfortable. So like say if your baby's got like a little bad tummy or something and they just seem unhappy, crying a bit more, you know, obviously she's been sick more after feeds. I mean, it's always a guessing game with babies, but I would say definitely if you have any of these symptoms together, then definitely, and you just think that something's not quite right, then definitely go and get it checked out. You know, either book an appointment with your GP or, you know, ring your health visitor to speak with them. Because the other thing is that we have been on a waiting list for a long time now. She had her first reaction in May, and it's now February of the next year, obviously, and we are being seen this month now. And yeah, I'm gonna do another video, I think, on you okay? Are you okay? It's okay. Are you getting fed up? Do you want to come out? Come on. Come out, look. Come and say hello. Oh, say hello. You just want the pen, don't you? I think Mummy should take the pen away. You can play with a book. You say hello. Look. Say hello. Who's this? Hi. Not bothered. Go on then. So like I said, I will do another video on sort of an update, and you're gonna knock the tripod over now, aren't you? I will do a video on her, just a little breakdown on her allergies, maybe on her on her how each reaction was different, and yeah, just to update you all. I suppose I will do another one after she's been to the paediatrician as well, to let you know how we've got on. So yeah, so that is it from me and Delilah. So until next time, I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope it helps. Please, if you do have any of these symptoms, you know, together, then go and get it checked out. What I have very quickly learnt is that it's for the safety of your own baby. You know, you're never silly, you're never over worrying, just go and get it checked out. What harm is it gonna, you know, what harm is that gonna be? Just go and get it checked out. No. You're getting all the toys out, and it's better to be safe than sorry. So yeah, if you like this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. I will obviously be doing a lot more videos in the form of allergies, allergy reviews. I will probably be doing quite a few what Delilah eats in a day, so what food she can eat. When we found out she was allergic to egg, dairy and soya, I was frantically searching for foods that she can eat, because that does rule out quite a lot. So I just want to help any other mums out there like me, because I've just had to do all my own research because we've been let down quite badly, and there's just been no support really. So want to help other mums out there and dads out there and families that have to go through this, because although people think, oh, it's common, you know, it's common, it's nothing big, they might think that if they don't have a child with this allergy, but it can be quite difficult to try and work out what you're going to feed your child and to make sure they've got enough nutrition from the food that they're getting. So yeah, stay tuned for more. Thank you very much for watching. Bye. Gonna wave. Gonna wave. Gonna wave. Can you wave? Bye. Look. Here. Wave. Bye. 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 Aren't you waving today? Yeah. Bye. Then I think, oh, you come silly. Or I may well have so yeah, hives they're different to eczema. Hives are different. Mum, you choose to say mum now. Mum. You're fine. Who's this? Betty. Hello. Well, I'm gonna do another video, I think, on of the signs and symptoms. Oh, here she is. Hi. Are you gonna come and say hello? Are you going to sleep?